Lawrence is messaging his girlfriends. Lawrence, what colour do you want? We're back again. Look.
Black, please. Cheers.
He didn't hesitate. There was no hesitation. Lawrence Okolie.
Hi.
It's good to see you.
It's good to see you too.
Lawrence, why don't you answer your DMs and I've been trying to get you on the channel. Ladies and gentlemen, Lawrence Okolie.
Thank you.
WBC numero uno. You know, he's up there.
Well,
heavyweight, taking it on by storm.
Right.
I've been one of them that's been advocating for you. But you don't reply to your messages.
I haven't seen any. And my management mainly focus on my social media, especially when I'm in camp, just trying to lock in as much as I can. Do you know what I mean? But we made it here. So as fate would have it, and God, we're here.
God, we are here. I'm happy for you. I'm happy for your career. I'm happy for the trajectory that it's gone on. Right. I've seen significant improvements since you've come to Queensbury. Heavyweight division suits you.
I think so. I'm enjoying eating and drinking, and you know, the fight week being about the fight as opposed to everything else. So it's been good.
Because I was expecting a press conference. I was expecting to grab you over at the press conference, but they've done it as like a main event. So I've kind of like snuck in and got this one here. But like you said, you can actually concentrate on the fight itself. Would you say that's different or helpful compared to how it usually is with like the media week, the press conference, then the weigh-in, and everything's so stacked?
It's just all the same. I guess it just means you don't have 1 or 2 hours where you're doing more stuff. So maybe it's probably better for recovery. But in terms of, but then at the same time, you don't get to hear what your opponent's got to say. They ain't got to hear what you got to say. But ultimately, the only thing that matters is, you know, the night when you touch gloves for the last time and then you start punching.
I like the fact of this fight with you and Kevin Lerena. Lerena's also done the Bridgerweight thing, so you've got some similarities there. He went in, I think he had a bereavement in the family, I beg your pardon, I believe it was his mother, and went in and put on a really good performance against, you know, the up-and-coming Justice Honey. Talk to me about this fight and why you believe it's a good fight for you, because you're already high in the rankings, so why Kevin?
Well, he's currently WBC Bridgerweight World Champion, so it's good to get in there against a world champion. WBC for WBC, so it's just about solidifying my position, and I think after this one I'm going to be able to sort of push for, you know, mandatory sort of for the fights that I need, because it's tough getting them without you know, the higher ups kind of pushing for it.
So how do you find that then? Because like I said, you're in a really good position, but I know you've been online, you've been calling out the likes of Okolie, you've been calling out Dillian White, you've been calling out a few people. Staying relevant and making sure that you stay active, how important is that for you when you're already in that position, the high position that you're in?
I think it's more activity, do you know what I mean? Because also if you just sit around, you know, as number one, someone else will just take over that spot. That's how it goes, you know. Just because you're ranked number one doesn't mean you're guaranteed anything. So you got to keep fighting, keep proving yourself, and then jostling for position.
How are you finding proving yourself?
We're going to find out Saturday. Do you know what I mean? That's a real date to prove myself. But I enjoy the position, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it keeps me sharp mentally. Especially, you know, when you got an occasion like this, 90,000 people.
Trust me.
Having something to focus on as opposed to, oh, there's 90,000 people. It's focused on, okay, cool, you got a job to do. When you win this one, this happens. So it keeps me razor sharp.
Razor sharp, obviously you're the co-main. A lot of people have been saying, you know, what's the co-main? And obviously you guys were announced as the fight as a co-main quite a while ago. Changing to Galagher's gym, I can see the improvements, but what are your thoughts on those?
Yes, I mean, they're going to show on Saturday, but I think, you know, it's intensity, it's application, and it's desire. Those are the main things that we work on.
And how do you translate that? Not transport it, but translate it into the ring. How do you show that desire? Because, like I said, you're no stranger to criticism, but you've got so much more to offer than the criticism of you is out there. Do you know what I mean? I can see the skills. I can see that you've changed.
Well, yeah. So yeah, in terms of the oh God, I've lost my trail of thought because these guys were shouting in the background. But yeah, so basically, in terms of making it happen on the day, It's about application. So that's what we do in the gym. Every day you got to do what you're meant to do on fight day. I can't, let's say float around and sparring and today I'm gonna take rounds off or whatever. It's got to be intense every round. Whether that's the track, whether that's the bags, whatever it is, it's intense. And it's like, especially in this camp, I've really felt his presence. Joe, it's like if I'm making the slightest mistake, he's on it straight away and making a scene in the gym. Do you know what I mean? So that's good. You don't want to it's like being in class and the teacher telling you off in front of everyone. So you got to make sure you're switched on, and that might show up in the fight. Hopefully I'm not making mistakes, but knowing that if I am, he's the one that's going to tell me straight away, hey, fix this, do that, and go and do your job properly.
I'm going to take this, time to commend Joe on his training. Obviously, it's no secret that he's not very well at the moment, but he's still. It's almost like you guys give him that drive, you give him that purpose. Do you feel like you owe it to him to literally, when you think of life and you think how fortunate you are, the position that you're in, and he's asking for that little bit extra. 100%. Does it feel like you've got to push?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, listen, if he can come in
there's no excuses there, Lawrence.
Exactly, whether that's and he's there for everything. Track, he's there. He's active and present, and it's like, if he can be fighting and pushing, I mean, that's the least I can do. So I'm not allowed to come into training sessions and half-ass it and I'm tired. It's like, no, you got to give 100%. And he can tell as well. He knows there's some days where I've come in and given 80, and before the end of that round, it's like, I can see you're holding back. I don't like it. I need 100. So it's been good. And now that we're here and I see my opponent and I see the stadium and I understand the occasion, I'm happy with the work that I did.
The main event, I've got to ask your opinion on that. What are your thoughts on it, and how do you think the fight goes?
I always think that boxing's like a young man's sport. I would kind of sway in towards Dubois. You know what I mean? He's like 11 years younger or whatever it is, despite the fact that they had a fight not too long ago, and won by stoppage. I kind of think that if he does what he says, which is bring the chaos and intensity, and he's throwing no matter what, he has a good chance if Usyk has aged because of the fights he's had. But then when I look at it from a boxing standpoint, I'm like, the guy was Olympic champion, undisputed. He's been in some great fights where people are trying to throw the kitchen sink at him, and he's been able to sort of weather the storm and come through it. So it's not as easy as just, I want to have a fight, so I'm gonna have a fight with this guy. The other guy has to also accept that, and if Usyk decides, I'm gonna slip, I'm gonna jab, I'm gonna it might be more of the same.
I'm looking forward to the fight. Like you said, it could go either or. Daniel has got the power to make him, to stop him. Of course. But Usyk has got that IQ, which is second to none.
It's IQ, it's reactions, and it's decision making. I think when I watch these fights sometimes, it's like, he decided to roll then instead of stepping back or whatever. So he makes really good choices in the ring, when to attack, when to push. And I think that kind of tires people out. So I know Dan looks like he's in great shape and he's worked really hard, but a lot of times you could train for one, so for example, you could be really fit with your legs and not fit with your arms.
Okay.
Or you can be really fit with your arms, not with your legs. Or you can be fit coming forwards, but then you're not fit going backwards because it's working different muscles and different mindsets. So when you come in and your game plan gets offset or you upset someone else's game plan, you can really drain a lot of their energy because that's not what they've been working for. Do you know what I mean? And or trying to change what you're doing on the day. So all of a sudden thinking, I'm gonna move, when the whole training camp you ain't been thinking about moving. So it'll be interesting to see, because Dan seems like he's coming to be front foot and land. But what happens if Usyk's making a move? Have they worked on that? We'll see. It'll be good.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see if Daniel does work on the front foot like he did with Anthony Joshua. But Usyk's got the answers, like you said, to make him work.
Yeah, make him work,
but it's so interesting to hear you're the only one that's actually broken down the IQ of Usyk. When I speak to fighters, you're literally looking at what Usyk's doing and what he's expected to do based on the punches that are coming at him. Yeah. And his answers are different to the stereotypical answers, which makes it difficult to kind of suss him out.
Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that's it. Like that's what I was saying. When I watch him, that's kind of the stuff I notice. It's like, or his conditioning. That's why we wonder at this age if he's still the same, because
Okay.
what he does is like when someone finishes their combination, he's straight. Like where you think, like all of us, when,
Yeah.
like for example, when I land punches, I think that's bought me at least a few seconds while he regroups and feels the damage I've done. With Usyk, he doesn't give people that respite. He's straight back on them. So that is so. Like I said, Dan looks in great shape, but I wonder if it's the right shape. We're gonna find out.
The heavyweight division then, Lawrence Okolie, this is you. You've been from cruiserweight, you've gone to bridgerweight, you are now a heavyweight. And people will say, oh, he's not established, but I will disagree and say that you're established. You was always heavy for the weight. You cruised through cruiserweight, obviously you went up to bridger, and you're prepared to make your mark. Frank has got so many fighters at heavyweight. Do you feel that you're fighting to keep your position? Because there's going to be some point, and I'm looking at it from a business point of view, correct me if I'm wrong, viewers, he's going to look to scale back to keep the quality fighters because he's got to think about the investment, the money.
Yeah.
You guys have got to make him some money too. Do you feel that you've literally got to go all out to keep your position is what I'm saying?
I think it's all hand in hand. So the positioning, obviously my goal is to be a freeweight world champion.
Okay.
That's my own personal goal. That's what I'm pushing towards. So you have to win to keep on that trajectory. I've struggled to get fights over the line at heavyweight. So if you're not putting in good performances, it becomes even easier to sort of
Sideline you, isn't it? Yeah.
And whether that's promotionally or whether that's with the actual fighters being like, they can see, oh, that's a hard fight, but no, Lawrence, no point. So you got to keep it going. This is a good opportunity for me, so I just need to grab it with both hands.
I'm actually excited for you. I'm happy for you guys. I literally, if you're not following Lawrence, follow him. He's probably one of the most humorous fighters that I've actually met. I know we have a bit of to-in and fro-in and banter because he sees me as Team Riatpour. He's always done that. But whatever, it is what it is. But I'm actually enjoying watching your journey as a heavyweight. I'm kind of I'm happy for you because it's working.
Thank you. And as I said before, nice Adidas hat. Nice
I've
Adidas.
always wore Adidas.
Nice Adidas jacket. You know, representing.
I've
representing.
always liked Adidas.
I mean, yeah, you probably have.
It's always been the brand that I've
today
chosen.
you're representing. For real. I respect it, do you know what I mean?
Listen, guys, Saturday night, do not miss it. You've got Lawrence Okolie versus Kevin Lerena, a hungry fighter. But I've got a feeling Lawrence is going to put on a show, stopping performance.
Absolutely, because I'm hungrier. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I like the fact that you're hungry.
Yeah.
Careful.
I'm hungrier, I'll tell you that.
Careful that they don't fill up your belly too much.
I'm hungry. It's uncontrollable.
Uncontrollable hunger.
Yeah.
We like it. Ladies and gentlemen, Lawrence Okolie.
Thank you.
People say I'm toxic, and honestly, I don't care.